Whether she's riding her bicycle along the streets of Chicago or playing the oboe in one of 3 orchestras, Diane Wood rarely takes a breather from enjoying life in the Windy City.
Chicago is a great city. It's a vibrant, interesting, ethnically diverse, culturally rich city, and I really can't say enough for it.
But twice in the past 2 years, she's come close to leaving Chicago and heading to Washington, D.C. As one of the nation's most respected appellate court judges, she was twice considered as a nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court by President Obama. Diane says the experience was humbling.
It's very difficult to complain that lightning doesn't strike on you because it's a very restricted set of opportunities. It was certainly wonderful to be in that company.
Diane Pamela Wood was born in New Jersey in 1950, the second of 3 children. When Diane was 16, her family moved to Houston. Her father was an accountant, and her mother worked as an administrative assistant to a dean at a university. Diane was bright and ambitious, so after high school, UT Austin's Plan 2 honors program was a logical choice.
To be in classes with only 18 to 20 people taught by full professors was everything you could want.
The classes were challenging, but Diane still found time to be an orientation leader and Texas Union Committee chair, as well as a member of Alpha Psi Delta and many other organizations. UT was a transforming experience.
It blended all of the advantages of a very small elite college with the fun that you could have and the diversity of people and the activity levels of a large university.
That transformation continued in 1971 when Diane graduated. She soon entered UT's School of Law. She was editor of the Texas Law Review, and in 1975 she graduated at the top of her class. Diane went on to clerk for an appeals court judge and later became one of the first women to clerk for a Supreme Court justice.
The thing that impressed me so much and that I've taken forward to my own job as a judge today is how much Justice Blackmun cared about the people who were involved in the case. Justice Blackmun knew that cases were not abstractions, cases were about people, they mattered over and over again.
After working for 6 years as a law clerk, an attorney, and an assistant law professor, in 1981, the winds of change blew Diane to Chicago. She became the 3rd woman law professor ever hired by the University of Chicago. And in the process, she was raising 3 children under the age of 4.
To say that life was chaotic is the nicest thing I could say. What I did is I tried to be very organized and I prioritized rigidly.
Diane gained enormous respect in legal circles. In 1995, President Clinton nominated her as a judge for the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals. The Senate confirmed her unanimously.
I try to follow the law as faithfully as I can, as predictably as I can, so that people will understand what it is they're being asked to do, and also, when appropriate, as fairly as I can.
Diane and her husband, Dr. Robert Suffet, enjoy bicycling. They recently pedaled from Austria to Hungary. You could say that the marriage between judge and neurologist is stimulating.
I learn things all the time from him, and he tells me frequently he's about to get his conjugal law degree, so I think it's worked out quite well.
One day a bolt of lightning may propel Diane onto the High Court, but in the meantime, she's content taking in the breezes off Lake Michigan. Tonight, we honor a woman who is busy enjoying the sweet music of her life and her work.
We can talk about social theory, we can talk about the way things ought to run, and then over on the other side we have the real behavior of real people, and it's law that blends those 2 things.
Judge Diane Wood, a distinguished alumna of the University of Texas at Austin.